Okay, so this is our after show. This is something that I do with all of my guests. I ask them all the same questions. It's inspired by a show that you're probably too young to remember called Inside the Actor's Studio.
I am, but I did look it up after I saw that reverse show.
Okay, cool. So it's basically Hollywood types talking to a host, and he asks them all the same question at the end of the show. So I made it all pet related, and I want to ask you right now, number one, what is your favorite breed?
Dalmatians, historically, I used to collect everything Dalmatian. At one point, I had like thousands of Dalmatian stuff, but recently, more like Boxer and Great Dane are my favorite.
Wow.
I don't have a single one. I'm weird.
Those are interesting. Those are different. Yeah. Least favorite breed.
Oh gosh. You know, I don't necessarily have a least favorite breed. I love doodles, which a lot of people don't. I think their personalities are fantastic. I would have to say that I'm not a super fan of probably Chihuahuas. Like, I have nothing against them. I think they're adorable, but they're just so on one spectrum or the other. They're either super friendly or terrified. And I don't think it's their fault. I think it honestly is the way they're raised. I think that they're just not, they don't get enough socialization, but they're not my favorite. I wouldn't love them all the time.
But you do want isn't Elle Woods? Isn't Bruiser Woods a Chihuahua?
Yeah, I only wanted a small one because I thought it'd be cute to carry around at first. So let's be honest.
You want like a Yorkie or like a
Shih Tzu. If I'm ever gonna get a small dog, it'll be Shih Tzu.
Do they make them small?
We had one.
Do Shih Tzus come small enough for a purse?
A big purse, like a laptop purse.
Like luggage.
Yes. No, not small enough for a tiny purse. But if I were to get a small dog, it'd be a Shih Tzu. We had one. I used to work at a pet lodge, and we had one that literally her mom would drop her off 5 days a week to sit on our counter. That was what she did. She came to daycare, but she didn't like other dogs, so she sat on our countertop, and that was it. And I fell in love with her.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing. I want to be her in my next life.
Right?
All right. Do your pets sleep in your bed?
Yes. Even if I don't want them to.
All of them?
No, thankfully. So Tara's a little bit chunky to get in the bed. So she's got stairs if she wants to because we don't want to keep her from it. But she doesn't. She's terrified of everyone else because everyone else is mean to her. And then in general, the 3 cats only sleep in the bed if the other 3 other cats only sleep in bed if Abby's not there. Every now and then, if Chris is not there, they'll all 3 get in bed and just space out from Abby. But no, thankfully, not all of them, all 5 of them at once. But yes, they do.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I get the smallest corner shoved into the side with no blankets. That's my spot.
Yeah, that sounds super uncomfortable, actually.
Yeah, the only time I get blankets is if Abby loves to sleep with me. She decides she adores me. And so if I can convince her to sleep in a comfortable position for me, I can cover her up with her blanket because she has her own. Because I don't know what it is about her, but she wants to be under a blanket all the time. So I can use her blanket to also cover me up. So
yeah. Oh, keep you warm. All right. Who or what wakes you up in the morning?
Oh, my alarm. Well, alarm or everyone else's notifications. I get Facebook or text message. It's either alarm or one of those things. Like this morning, it was Facebook. So
yeah, as a pet sitting business owner, you never get to sleep in.
No, and that's it. So it's either that or it's our Slack. So with our staff, we have a Slack channel. So I wake up to Slack at any point in time. So if that goes off, I can like that notification, no matter how soft it is, because you can't turn it up. That wakes me up just naturally. And then otherwise it's when someone like constantly sends a message on Facebook.
I know that you keep your notifications on. I won't text you and message you in the middle of the night.
It's totally fine. Oddly enough, it doesn't wake me up until the sun's up. But with our conference group, they all get up early, and I'm a late bird. So on the weekends, like they'll have like an entire hour's of conversation before I actually wake up and see it. So.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Okay, what's your most used training command or cue?
Leave it.
So dig it or leave it worked. Our game.
Yeah, definitely leave it all the time.
Yeah, I know. That's a good one. What's your least used training command or cue?
Oh gosh, probably like down. I don't use down a lot because most dogs don't. go down. Ours does on occasion, but if it's on a not soft surface or not carpeted surface, she won't actually do it. So down is probably the least.
That would be the case for all of my dogs too. Like we don't use that at all because
they just don't do it.
And we use off for like off the couch, off of me. So down is never something we've used.
Exactly. We use off too for the same reason, because you don't want to confuse the two. So all of our cats know leave it, or well, we use leave it. They don't always listen because they're cats, but leave it's definitely most. And down for our dog, I recently found out, I posted this online. She doesn't like concrete, which I didn't know. I didn't realize how exactly prissy our dog was until we were doing a training session at dog park, and she wouldn't lay on concrete. She wouldn't sit on the concrete or go down on concrete. So our trainer had to get a bed out to put her down. So she'd go down on the concrete.
That is awesome. I mean, I don't blame her. Nobody wants to lay on concrete.
Like you can't, like, it's like one of those, like, you can't blame her, but you're like, but you're a dog. Like, isn't
you're
that
a
normal?
dog. Yeah, no, none of my dogs know that they're dogs.
No,
they all think they think they're my children. They think they're like the same as, and honestly, I feel Titan, whom I've had since he was 4 months old, like I might as well have like grown him in my uterus because he is my child. The other two came later, so we're not as bonded as like I was to Titan and I are. But for real, like Titan thinks he's just as entitled as everybody else.
Yeah. For Abby, I've never had to earn a dog's love, and I've had to earn her love. So definitely very bonded. She actually sat out. I'm really hoping it doesn't come out on feedback. She sat outside the door crying the whole time because our door was shut and she wasn't in the same room with us. And she was just,
I
like,
didn't hear it. I didn't hear it at all. Well, speaking of noises, what pet related noise do you love?
I love squeaky toys. I'm totally weird. Like dogs having fun with their toys or cats having fun with toys. I love it. I think it's adorable no matter what time of day it is or night it is. People think I'm crazy because if a dog, like Abby will often go to bed and start squeaking her toy, and Chris is like, oh my God, stop. I'm like, listen, she's just having fun. Like you should be happy that she's enjoying the toys we give her. So any kind of playtime toys, like the cats will jump off and on things or play with their toys. I'm totally cool with any of that. I love it.
That's so fun. I like that. That's cool. That you enjoy. It's kind of like parenting. You enjoy the sound of your kid giggling or having fun.
Yeah, I just love that. Yeah, I love that they're comfortable enough to have fun at whatever time it is. So.
I love that. What pet related noise do you hate?
Licking. I cannot stand constant licking over and over again. It just drives me bonkers.
It's their anxiety leaking into our anxiety, right?
Yes. And with our first dog, it was definitely my anxiety that she would express on her side. So I had to learn how to like handle it. And it was not good. For her, it's just her anxiety because she's crazy. That's okay.
Oh, okay. So you are the manager of Fur Services for Pets, and you are also on the committee planning the Texas Pet Sitters Conference. So you've done a lot in the pet care industry. What other than those things would you try to like to have one day?
My dream has always been to have my own pet boarding daycare facility. I always wanted a whole holistic facility. So I want daycare, boarding, grooming, training, and then have an on-site holistic vet that is homeopathy based with a animal communicator in-house, with a chiropractor in-house, with a massage in-house, because I think that people don't seek them out because they're hard to find. And if you can get it all in one facility, it'd be fantastic. So that is my absolute dream. But because that's expensive and reality is not so easy, although I did convince my sister to go to school to be a chiropractor so she can be an animal chiropractor. So I'm working my way down that dream. But
so Dallas would be the perfect place for that.
It is. The difficulty is in Texas is that you have to have a veterinarian referral in order to go to an animal chiropractor, and veterinarians aren't always on board with chiropractic. So that's what makes it really hard in Texas for chiropractors, even though the number one school, I think, for chiropractors for animals is Parker, which is in Dallas.
Yep.
It makes it really hard. But if you have a holistic vet on staff that can refer people, then you kind of have the whole shebang. So yeah, that's my absolute dream.
My husband, he dreams of going to chiropractor school in Dallas after he retires from the military. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yep. My sister just started. She's in her second trimester now, or first trimester. Maybe she's in her first trimester now, but I'm
that's
very excited.
Amazing.
We have we have a whole family of chiropractors, and I just love it. So yeah.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be the best school. My chiropractor here said that he's hired people from other schools, and the ones that have the best technique come from that school in Dallas.
Yeah, it's a fantastic school. I actually, my first chiropractor was when I was like 4 or 5. Is still a very good friend of mine. It was my school friend's mother, and I stay in touch with her, and she became an animal chiropractor, which is how I got into the whole chiropractic and animal communication world. But yeah, she went to Parker, and then I've got tons of friends and family that have gone there. So it's a great school.
So your family was kind of really open to the alternative medicines, because I don't think my mom would have taken me to a chiropractor at 4 or 5. My mom won't go to a chiropractor now.
Really? Yeah. It's funny how against things people are. It's funny because we've been going through our house the last few months, and I've been opening boxes that literally I have not opened since high school, and they have homeopathic remedies in there, or they have like a chiropractic card in there, something like that. It's so funny because we're definitely a holistic family. Yeah.
That's awesome. So I love the idea. You definitely need to pursue that. Put that on your wall, like the Milam Center for Veterinary Health, or whatever you want to call it. Put it on your wall, make it your goal, because I love it. And how about the opposite? What pet related profession would you never want to try?
Oh gosh. I definitely couldn't be a crematory person. Like, I can't even imagine that. I just couldn't do that. Other than in the crematory, like actually like taking care of the bodies, I think I would have a hard time being the person that actually puts pets down. I think that would be a whole lot. I'm very, well, you're very woo-woo, so this is fine. I'm very empathic, and I feel every ounce of that. Like, whenever I get that email from a client saying we just put our dog down, I literally cry. Not because so many times I don't even know the dog. I've never met them in my life, but I can feel their pain. And so I just couldn't do that.
I am right there with you. I'm an empath too, or empathic, whatever you want to believe.
Yeah.
And it's one of the reasons I can't watch war movies, actually. Because I feel like I'm there. I feel like I'm there, even though intellectually I know that it's fiction, that I'm watching a recreation of a scene, whether it's based on reality or not, based in history or not. I can't watch it. And scary movies, forget it. I can't.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being hacked into little pieces. No way.
Yeah. I always want to watch them, but I just can't handle it. And if I'm watching it, I have to work. I can't actually focus on it. Like, I'm focusing on work, and then it's like in the background.
I would never be able to. My anxiety, I would have to be like taking like Prozac while watching that. I could never work while people are like being hacked into pieces. I couldn't. All right. Last question. And this is where it gets a little introspective and a little down, but most of the people that are on this show, they've loved a lot of pets, and they've lost a lot of pets. And so if the Rainbow Bridge exists, who is the first pet to greet you when you arrive?
There was a boxer that I had when I was 2, and I was terrified of dogs before that. And when he came into our life, he was a brindle boxer, and for the life of me, I cannot remember his name. But he was the dog that made me like dogs, because before that I was terrified. And so I feel like he would be the first one there, because he was only there for a short period of time. It was like a 6-month period. I feel like he would be the one, because he was the one who would follow me around on my bicycle and hold me up so that I wouldn't fall off. Not bicycle, tricycle, let's be honest, I was 2. But he would like follow me around to make sure I didn't fall. And he was like the nanny dog. So I feel like he'd be the one like, hey, I'm right here waiting for you when you get done. So yeah, him.
Oh, I love that story. Like, you guys could like pick up where you left off and get to know each other better, because like obviously at 2, I wonder if Noah is going to remember his siblings now, his canine siblings now. I worry that he won't, so I try to take a lot of pictures. I mean, Mila definitely won't. She's 11 months, but I know that Titan at 13 and a half is going to go soon. Like, at some point he will go, and I hope that Noah remembers him, because like
they are so bonded.
Yeah,
definitely. It's an interesting thing. I remember bits and pieces. Mostly there's a photo that I remember of him. And so from that like sparks other memories here and there. But yeah, I feel like he would be there. If not him, then my Dalmatian that I had with one of my stepmoms and my dad had, and her name was Katie, and she is my spirit dog. So those 2 are my competing who would greet me first. So,
or maybe they'd both be there. Maybe they're buddies in the afterlife.
Exactly. Right. That'd be awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with me, sharing your relationship with me, because that's not always easy to do. I appreciate it. And I will,
for sure.
I will see you in the interwebs, I mean, can you
Yes.
imagine, like, made friends, like legit friends
I know.
over Facebook?
Isn't the internet funny? Yeah, that's why I love Facebook though, is because, there is a whole lot of bad things definitely these days, but you can really get to know people and have friendships that you would never have otherwise through Facebook. So yeah.
Have a great night and
Sounds
enjoy
good.
the rest of what's
Thanks.
left of the weekend, like the 2 hours left of the weekend.
Yes, thanks. I've got payroll and scheduling, so that's my Sunday
girl,
night.
get off this call right now.
Yep.
Bye.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
You too. Thanks. Bye.